shopping can be expensive. I'm sure you know.
Oh, you're telling me.
Yeah.
Seriously, but don't worry. There are ways to save. Smart shopping expert Trey Bodge is here with some fantastic ideas.
Hey, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. So, first of all, what are some of these things that we can do to save some cash?
Well, there are lots of ways to save some cash. Something that's really important to note here is that in Connecticut, you guys have a tax-free week coming up, and not every state participates in this. So this is pretty exciting. It's August 15th through 21st, and basically everything from clothing, footwear, office supplies, backpacks will all be tax-free as long as those items are $100 or less individually. So you might want to reserve some of your back-to-school shopping for that tax-free week, because that's a really exciting way to save.
Now, Trey, I got to tell you, I have three kids, right? And two are going into high school. One's going into middle school. The amount of supplies that you have to buy for these kids to go to school, it's something like, did I read over $800, $850 a kid or now or something like that?
Yes, according to the National Retail Federation, this is going to be a record year. And 2020 was a record year, and that was because, of course, we were at home, most of us learning from home, and we needed laptops and office supplies. And now what I think is happening is that parents are doing a little revenge shopping against COVID and treating their kids to whatever they want to ensure that they have a great year. So, like you said, $849 is the average of what parents of K through 12 kids are going to be spending. $1,200 for college kids, and this is up 7.5% for K through 12 and 13% for college age kids. So it is going to be a banner year for back to school spending.
Oh my God! Don't talk about college kids yet. I can't handle that. I'm not there yet.
I know.
You got a few more years.
The high school thing is already killing me.
I know. So, I mean, there's obviously it's a laundry list of these supplies that kids need to go back into the classroom.
Right.
A lot of kids will be back in the classroom this year. What are those other special savings opportunities besides that tax-free week here in Connecticut that we should know about?
Sure. So there's a site that I work with called couponcabin.com, and they are having a birthday event through August 8th only, where they're offering triple cash back at stores that you're probably going to be shopping with anyway, like Macy's, Kohl's, Office Depot, Nike. So be sure to go to couponcabin.com and take advantage of those major savings. And the other thing that I would take note on is look for those back to school sales that you're finding, say for coupons that you're getting in your newspapers, your Val pack that you probably throw in the garbage that's coming in your mail. These are great savings opportunities for you that you might be ignoring, that you should definitely pay attention to for back to school shopping.
So, Trey, I got to ask you, like I said, I have high school kids coming up, and they like to do a lot of that stuff themselves. They want to do a lot of the shopping themselves. They don't want dad to be a part of it, believe it or not. Who would have thought?
What are you talking about?
Well, any suggestions for these kids who want to do it on their own?
Yeah, so I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she likes to do her own shopping as well. And my guess is that I'll just be driving her and her friends to the mall and setting them loose. And so what I like to do is give her a gift card. You can do this through Gift Card Granny. They have a service called Build a Card, and you can personalize that card with a photograph and a personalized message. And this is a great idea, too, for a family that might be far away, that might want to send her some spending money for back to school. I just think it's a little bit of a fun way for her to have a more personalized experience when she does her back to school shopping. And I would say this is great for teens, tweens, and young adults going into college.
You know how happy I would be to put my face on my kid's credit card when they go shopping with it? It would make me so happy.
Just a little reminder.
Every time.
And it goes swipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But, obviously we're talking back to school. That's a big deal for a lot of most families here across the country, not just here in Connecticut. But there are a lot of families who don't necessarily have those school-age kids, or couples who don't have kids, or me, I don't have kids at all, and I'm just like looking for a good deal, looking for maybe some boots to go back, get ready for fall, back to work. We've got lots of people who have been out on vacation all summer long, and just looking for something like a good deal to get maybe some good shoes, or some like a nice piece of clothing to head back to the office.
You want the back to school deal for you to go shopping in the mall.
Right. Like people have been remote for such a long time. Can everybody get in on these deals?
Yes, and this is such an important point because I feel like a lot of people think, oh, back to school, I don't have school age kids, I don't have kids at all. But these are sales that so many of us can take advantage of, right? So, clothing, accessories, footwear, office supplies, these are all things that we as adults need as well. So, you should not ignore those back to school sales. And then, something else I wanted to mention too when we're talking about our kids is a really good idea for your apparel budget. Say you have some money set aside, don't spend all of it before school starts. And this may sound counterintuitive, but save some of that money aside. And you probably know when your kids go back to school, they have trends that they're seeing. They're seeing what other kids are wearing. They're seeing that backpack that their friend has, and they're going to come home to you and they're going to ask you for that item. If you reserve some of your budget, you're going to be really glad you did. So then you can do that shopping after. And the other reason why this is good is because fall clothing is not on sale right now. You may find like a tiny little sale, like a 5%, but those better prices on fall apparel won't be really popping up until later in September, early October. So if you reserve that some of that budget for back to school until a little bit later, you'll be really, really happy you did so.
That's a great tip right there. I think that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that and make the kids feel like they're getting another gift later on.
Yeah.
For more information and ways to save, check out TrueTray.com.
Awesome. Thanks, Trey.